What's up, YouTube? It is Will Motivation back with another video, and today we're talking about our 2022 BMW M4 competition and how to drive this beast. All right, so what I like to do in these how to drive videos is first do a walk around of the vehicle so you can kind of see what we're working with, and then get inside the vehicle, look at all of the features and how to get this thing on the road and drive it. And then also all the little things. So if you ever have, like, maybe you're going to be a new owner of this car, or maybe you want to get one of these cars one day, you'll just have that much more information on how to drive it and operate it, all the way down to filling it up with gas and how easy or difficult that is. Now, this car has a lot, I'm talking about a ton of features as far as like in the interior when we start to look at, what this car can do. So I'll have another video where I'll go through all of how to operate it, because I mean, they have these guys called M Geniuses, and they like tell you how to operate the car and work, the MMI, the entertainment system and everything in that car, because it is pretty complicated. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty complicated to use all the technology. But today we're going to focus on the drive, and then we'll do another video to focus in on how to use the technology. And I'll show you what some of the technology is, but there'll be a whole different video on how to use it, because that could take us another 30 minutes. All right. So what do you need to know about the outside? This car does have a tire pressure monitoring system, but before you drive the car, you do want to make sure the tires don't look flat for your safety. Now, this car does have remote start. So here's the key to the car. So let's look at the key. The functionality on this key is all on the front. So locking the door, you just press the logo. That's what happens when you lock the door. I got it set up to close the mirrors. To unlock, of course, you just hit that unlock button right there. You can also remotely open the trunk. So I think you got to hold this button down. Yep. Hold the button down, and then the trunk will open up. And in case you're curious on how big the trunk is, you could probably fit 2 bodies in there comfortably, dead or alive. But let's keep them alive. I wonder what happens if you hold this button. Okay, so holding down the button will only open it. If you want to close it, you just press that button right there. You can also lock or unlock it with that button. Now, if you ever get trapped in the trunk, there's a safety release so you can get out of the trunk without any problems. Now, one thing to note on this car, let me open that back up real fast because this is kind of important. One thing to note is you got lots of trunk space, but there's no spare tire. So you either want to get run flat tires, or you want to make sure you're up to date on that emergency assist. As you can see on the outside there's a camera on the back. There's a camera on both sides in the mirrors, like full 360. And then there's a camera in the front as well. So you got cameras all the way around that will help you with your parking so you don't curb your wheels. It'll help you, actually, it can record so you can actually get video, like before or after an accident, or you can just record like if you're on the track or something like that. So that's pretty dope. We'll get into how to use that in the future video, because we're talking about how to drive it. Now, let's say you want to fill up the gas tank. As long as the vehicle is unlocked, all you have to do, press that one time, it'll open up. You can remove this and plug it in that little hole right there, and then fill it up with gas, and then take it off of there and put it back in there, and then you're good to go. This is a turbo car, so you want to use 93 or octane gas for your best performance with the turbo. That does make a difference, because the better the octane, the better combustion and everything you get, faster the car is going to run, the better the car is going to run. All right. So that's how you access the gas tank. That's how you open up the trunk. Now, the other button on this key is the panic button. So you just hold that button down, and You'll get the panic. So that's useful, of course, if you're under attack and you need to hit the panic button and scare away the people trying to attack you. But it's also good if you lose your car and you're like me and you parked it at the airport and you're like, damn, where did I park? You just hold that emergency button and go find your car, because it'll be annoying everyone else in the parking lot while you try to find it. All right, what else to note? This does have the carbon fiber roof, but you guys don't have to worry about that for the drive. I think we've covered everything on the outside, so let's go into the inside of this car and get ready to drive it. All right, so opening the door and closing the door is real easy. So this does have the touch sensitive proximity. So if you wanted to lock the door, you could just rub your finger over these little divots right there. You just rub your finger there like that. If you want to open it, you just put your finger here and it'll automatically unlock as long as you got the key somewhere close by. All right, so that's a nice little feature. It does have the Harman Kardon stereo system in it, which is, it's decent, you know what I'm saying? It does have your position settings for your seats, which is great. It does have a trunk release in the door right there, which is also cool. But as far as driving this car, you also have your seat positions that you can set here with the up, down, and bolster, side bolsters as well. So very, very functional. All right, let's go. So this is how you start the car. I'm gonna start the car like right up front because it's hot out here and I need some AC. So to start the car, you put your foot on the brake like that. Then you just press this button one time. That will start the car. To turn on the AC, press auto and then set your temperature up or down. So I have it set to 69. So it'll automatically cool the car to 69 degrees. And then you're good to go. All right, so that's how you start the car. All right, so here we go. Steering wheel. Got your heated steering wheel function right here. Don't need that in the summer. You got your cruise control functionality over here. You've got over here, you got your display functionality. This is up and down for your volume. This is your track selection, left or right, so forward or backwards with your whatever music. You got this one touch button here to do phone calls, voice recognition phone calls, speaker button here for voice recognition as well. And then you've got your M1, right? So let's see. So I set it in M1, then you got your M2. So these are your customized settings, your M1 button and your M2 button. The way you customize them, I'm gonna go over this real quick. I'm not gonna get too much into all of the functionality on the screen, but quickly, if you click on M mode, that'll give you the racing mode on your dash and shows you your PSI with your tires, which is actually a really nice feature. It's more of a performance mode for your dash. Now, if I hit that again, that turns it off and you're back into your regular mode right there. So I usually keep it on a regular mode. All right, now if we go to setup, this shows you the current setup in M1. If I hit M2, hit that twice, M2, it tells you that, I've got limited traction, so I can do a little drifting. All right, that's cool. But then if we go to, it shows you the setup. This is how I have my M2 set up. Now, if you wanted to customize that, you would go hit home, and then you're gonna go down to car. So you go down to car, then you go down into M menu, and then you can configure your M1 and M2. So that's kind of important when driving the car, because if you want to have the car configured with these buttons the way that you want to enjoy driving it, then that's how you can go in and configure it. Now let's get to the Apple CarPlay. Go to apps on the screen right there. Click on that, then go to Apple CarPlay. All right, so there's my Apple CarPlay. So that syncs wirelessly in this car, which is really dope. You don't have to have any cables. It also has a charging pad right there. So you throw it in there. You got your cup holders. Now you got your camera button down here in case you need that. You just press on the camera button and this is what you'll see on your screen. If you hold the button down, you can record. Now let's drive the car. All right, so you throw your foot on the brake. This is your gear shift selector knob. To put the car in park, you press this P button, right? So I'm in park right now. To control the transmission, how aggressive or soft it shifts, you can go up for more aggressive. It has 3 modes. You go up to the highest mode, it's going to be the most aggressive shifting. If you go down to the first mode, it's the least aggressive, softest shifting. All right, so that's your shift for your transmission. Now this is like the positions of the gear selector for reverse, neutral, drive, or sport mode, right? To the left, and then up for downshifting and down on the lever for upshifting, all right, to the higher gears. All right, so like if I want to throw it in reverse, I hit it over and push it forward. Then your reverse camera comes on. You see the R right there for you're in reverse. So, I let off the gas, I can go backwards, all right? All right, so now, if you want to turn on auto hold, so if you're at a stoplight and you press your foot on the brake and you're in gear and you take your foot off the brake, it's gonna auto hold. You see auto hold right there, auto H. That means the brake is gonna stay applied whenever you come to a stop. So you can take your foot off the brake and the car will stay stopped, and you press the gas and it's going to go forward or backwards. All right, I'm in reverse right now. So let's go back into gear. That's right there. That takes you into neutral. You know you're in neutral because you see the N there at the bottom of the screen. All right, now let's put it in drive. Flick it over to the right. You just flick it. Now it's in drive, and you see D, and you see 1 for first gear, and you see the transmission bar in the second position, because that's how I have my M1 set. So it's medium like aggressiveness on the shifting. All right, so now if I took it out of M1 mode, it would put it back in the first position. All right, so now if you wanted to do sport mode, you flick it over one more time. That basically puts it in the manual shifting. And the manual shifting, you can either use the paddle shifters, which is these carbon fiber guys on the right and the left. Clicking this one time is downshifting. Clicking this one over here one time is upshifting. So going up in the gears, you use the right. Going down in the gears, you use the left. And to take it and put it back into auto mode, just flick this one more time, and now we're in automatic mode. All right, so that's the most important thing for controlling the car. Now let's get to driving this thing, and I'll give you some notes on things to consider when you're driving your M4 competition. So the first thing out the gate is, depending on your settings and that transmission position, this car can be very touchy, very sensitive on the throttle. So like I'm in M1 mode right now. I'm gonna show you how to do something. Watch this. You're in M1 mode, it's a little aggressive. So let me say I just wanna chill and I wanna drive regular, take it back into regular mode. Just hit M1 on the steering wheel one time, boom. Hold on, there you go. That M1 disappears out of the dash, and you're back in the regular mode, and you can drive the car in chill mode, and however you have those default settings set up. But the car is still quick, man, it's still fast. So this car is, there you go, let's hit it a little bit. There you go, there you go, there you go, yeah. All right, so this car is a rear-wheel drive model, the coupe, M4 coupe. But you can get this car with xDrive, which is all-wheel drive. That's BMW's all-wheel drive. And one thing I really, really, really like about the all-wheel drive version of the BMWs is that you still have the option to put it in rear-wheel drive mode, and you can do your burnouts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that I forgot about. Now let's use the blinker. The blinker is this little knob over here. Hit it to the right. Got my right blinker on. Let me hit it again. So we're gonna turn right here. It's rush hour right now, so maybe we won't get to use the cruise control that much. But that is your blinker. So let's talk about the blinkers. You want to use your blinkers. So you got your blinker knob over here on the left behind the paddle shifters in your typical position. It has an auto button on the edge of the blinker for your auto lights and dimming. So if you hit that and you have your lights on and you want to turn your brights on, it'll automatically control the brightness and the dimming of your high beams. Okay, so that is on the blinker stalk. But other than that, it works just like most cars, where if you pull it in, that turns the brights on temporarily. If you push it outward towards the dash, it will keep the high beams on, and you can use the little button at the edge to make it auto high beams. All right, so you do have that functionality in the car, which is awesome. All right, so right now we're cruising in the regular mode, and let's put it in M mode so you can hear the engine a little better. So there's M mode, you can hear the engine. Now, if you wanted to, let's say you get in the car and you're like, oh man, I heard that these cars sound great and I want to hear the engine, and you're not, who knows who configured the M1 and M2 button or how it comes from the factory, but you want to hear the exhaust. So if you really want to hear the exhaust, what you have to do, let me come to a stop here. I'm paying attention to while I'm driving, and to all the haters out there to say I should not be recording and driving. I'm being careful, don't worry. All right, so over here, this button with the picture of an exhaust on it, to turn it on, you just press it. That's turning it off. To turn it on, press it again. When it's on, it's louder, okay? So when it's lit up green, you should hear the exhaust more. When it's not lit up green, then it should be quiet, all right? So that's how you control your exhaust. The auto hold on the braking, turning that on and off, is the button right behind it that says auto H or auto hold. Man, this car has so many features, man. It has so many features. What I should have got an X-Drive. This is the rear wheel drive coupe. I love it and everything, but I should have got an X-Drive so that I have the option to have all-wheel steering, or not all-wheel steering, but all-wheel drive, and to be able to drive this in the rain and the snow and stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe I'll order a new M4 with X-Drive and a few other little features, like the one I was getting ready to talk about, which is the automatic cruise control, like the distance sensor and everything. What they call it, intelligent cruise control, or M-Drive or something like that. I don't know what BMW calls it, because every car manufacturer calls it something different. But basically, the car can drive itself. It can steer. It can stay in between the lines. It has a sensor in the front to kind of see what's in front of the car. You put it in cruise control mode, and it can drive itself, kind of like a Tesla. I should have got that, because the feature is not that expensive. It's only like $1,500. The car can park itself. It can drive itself. But you got to have that feature on the car, and this car does not have it. But one thing that this car does have, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try to zoom in. Yeah, you can probably see it a little bit there. It has the heads-up display, which is pretty dope. And you can put more than just the speed limit and your speed in there. You can actually put other stuff in there. Hold on. So yeah, you can actually put your navigation in there. You can put all kind of stuff in the heads-up display, which is class leading. So like BMW is really, if you look at this interior, they are really putting a fight up, competing with. Let me put it in M1. I gotta drive kind of quick here. I want to make this light. It's a little rocks and gravel out here. All right, let's go. I was losing traction a little bit there, so I had to pay attention to my driving. Yeah, as you can see, this car is stupid fast. Really, really fast. So if I had X-Drive, I would leave it in all-wheel drive mode by default because this car has so much power. I wouldn't have to worry about it, and I could just like put it in rear-wheel drive mode when I want to act like a fool, like I'm driving a German Hellcat. I put it in rear-wheel drive mode, but other than that, it should be in all-wheel drive mode because it just has so much power, man. So we're getting on the freeway. The car drives awesome on the freeway. I'm going to turn the aggressive sound off so it's quieted down a little bit. So things to know about driving this car on the freeway: you got your rear view mirror there. It does have integrated HomeLink, which is really important for me because you can open and close your garage. So I want to make sure that I mention that. It has ambient lighting in here, all that good stuff. But when you're on the freeway, man, it's just like driving any other car. Put it in cruise control. Let's try the cruise control. So here's what we do. Press this button. Oh, somebody jumped right in front of me. Press that button right there. That turns it on. Cruise control. It says cannot be activated. All right, there you go. You just press the button once. It activates the cruise control, as you can see there. And you're good. Now, what it doesn't have is it doesn't have that feature where it can speed up and slow down based on the car in front of you. I want that really bad enough to where I'm thinking about getting a M4 with X-Drive, because I think this is like, this engine is so good in this car. If you guys remember like the Toyota Supras, like from 2000, was it 2000? No, it's like 1993-ish in that time frame, where they had that, I don't know what the number or the name of the engine is, but it was basically a turbo, twin turbo V6 from Toyota. That engine is like legendary renowned for the tuning capabilities in the Supra. Well, this BMW M4 competition, the engine in this car from like 2020 on up, the engine is legendary like that Supra, that Toyota Supra engine was legendary for being able to mod. I've actually modded this car and it's got over 750 horsepower to the wheels. It's a 9-second quarter-mile car. Probably can do, you know, below 9.5. But that's another reason why I need X-Drive, because, you know, for safety reasons, if you want to really hammer this car and go fast, you need that all-wheel drive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that is what has me thinking that this is one of those cars that you can buy it and keep it for a long time, because the engine is legendary, the performance is legendary, the features and capabilities this car has are leading, you know, top of the class. So I'm really considering getting X-Drive for this car. All right, so another thing that I said I would, you know, show you guys is some of the features that the car has, and then we'll do another video to demonstrate the features, because we'd be sitting here for an hour going over all these genius features that this car has. But one thing that's nice, if you're on the freeway and, you know, you don't have time to look at the screen there, this thing has hand gesture control. So basically you can use hand gestures to tell the car what to do, like to go forward on your radio, to pause the radio, and you know, things of that nature. You can use hand gestures. Now, the other thing about driving a BMW, I don't know if you can see in the rear view mirror, but we got a BMW coming up behind us hot. I think he wanted to see the M4. That's normal. I got to give a shout out to Columbus, Ohio. So I was born and raised here. We're going into rush hour traffic, and look how beautiful this traffic is moving. And this is a top 15 city in the entire country, and we don't have to fight with traffic every day. I'm going to the Waffle House right now, doing a review in my M4. I believe this car is like definitely worth the money that they asked for this car. This car is spectacular. Now, one thing when you're driving a BMW on the freeway, you may have other wannabe M4s that pull up beside you with their new temporary tags on it because they just bought it, and they want to line up against you and see if you want to race it and see how fast their car is compared to a M4. But you don't want to embarrass those guys, you know, because then they're going to be mad about their purchase. You know what I mean? So you leave those guys alone. You don't go bullying people with your M4. The people that you want to bully are those supercar owners, those stuck-up Lamborghini Huracan, Ferrari F8, you know, those Hellcat supercar type owners. That's who you bully on with your M4. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a joke. I own a F8 and a Lamborghini Huracan. All right, I'm getting ready to park right now, so check it out. On the screen, it shows you how close you are to the object in front of you, and you got an overhead view as well. That is dope. That is dope. Now here's the other thing that's pretty dope. It shows you how far your doors are going to go out beside you if there's a car or something beside you. That's dope. All right, so we made it to the destination. I'm gonna lock the door by pressing those little divots. See those fold in. There it is, folks. That's how you drive a BMW M4 Competition. I just started channel memberships. So if you want to support the channel and all the different types of content that I do on my channel, I'm actually on my way right now to check out 2 investment properties that I have going on. And on my channel, I like to show people how to invest in real estate. So I'm going to put some of the behind the scenes content, some of the more sensitive numbers and prices and stuff like that for my members only account, because I don't want to have that out there to everybody. It'll just be a bonus to those that support the channel. But I am going to continue to do the real estate content. But if you want to support the channel, consider hitting that join button under the video and select one of the membership levels, whatever meets whatever you want to do. But basically that'll support the channel and help me to continue to make videos like this with the cars and with the real estate. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Love you guys. Take care.